Welcome back to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to say thank you very much for your continued support to this channel. The Right Honorable Raila Odinga has got some good news to the Chief Minister, Mudavadi. Raila Odinga is telling William Ruto to create an office that is entrenched in the constitution for Mudavadi, and is saying that the stature of Musalia requires him to be given a rightful office that is within the constitution, not an office that is in the air. This is what Raila Odinga was saying. Raila is saying that if you want to create the position of a prime minister, it is in the BBI. Why do you call Musalia Mudavadi Chief Prime Cabinet Secretary? Call him Prime Minister and give him a portfolio. Give him a proper portfolio. That is what Raila is saying in relations to the duties that Musalia Mudavadi has been given. And he goes ahead to say that actually I am very sorry for Musalia Mudavadi. A person of his stature is given a position without a portfolio. It is actually an embarrassment. That is Raila Odinga telling William Ruto that it is embarrassing to give the stature of Musalia Mudavadi a position without a portfolio. Even as we delve into this discussion, kindly, if you are watching the channel for the first time, allow me to request you with humility to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. The relationship between Raila and Musalia Mudavadi is one that dates back. In 2007, Raila Odinga and Mudavadi vied together as Raila as the presidential candidate and Mudavadi his deputy. And when they didn't succeed to win that election, Raila became the prime minister and Mudavadi the deputy prime minister. In 2013, Musalia Mudavadi did not support him, but in 2017 he went to look for Mudavadi and they worked together. In fact, even before 2007, in 2002 they were together with Mudavadi, but Mudavadi ran away, but he still welcomed him back. So the relationship between the two is one that dates back, and I can assure you that it's one that is very cordial if you ask me. Why do you think Raila Odinga is coming up now and he wants to revive a debate around the office of Musalia Mudavadi? Raila wants to endear himself to Mudavadi, who walked away in the last elections, accusing Raila of being dishonest. Do you remember where they were saying that Raila had promised that he would not contest again for the presidency, and the NASA coalition expected that he would support one of them, that is either Kalonzo Musyoka, Gachagua, or Mudavadi. But Raila went ahead and contested, and this really, I think, did not go down well with Musalia Mudavadi. So Raila is still telling Musalia Mudavadi and his supporters that he still loves them and they can work together. You understand that Raila still controls Kakamega. But then he simply, I think he feels that if they are together with Mudavadi, things politically, things will even look better. And that's why he's saying this. He is also trying to remind Mudavadi that if they had stuck together and supported the BBI, then he would have been in the situation where he is now. Remember, right now, Mudavadi is a chief minister, a name that has been coiled just because the position of the prime minister does not fall within the constitution. William Ruto had vehemently opposed the idea of creating the position of the prime minister, and then he claimed that Raila Odinga and his handshake partner Uhuru Kenyatta were hell-bent on trying to expand the executive just to reward a few people, people he called the dynasties, and he really opposed it. But Raila is now accusing him that he is now coming back with the same demands, and that's why he is asking Why don't you just call Musalia Mudavadi a prime minister? So he is telling Musalia Mudavadi, like, if they had been together, Musalia Mudavadi perhaps would have been a prime minister, a position that is in the constitution. I think Raila is also trying to accuse William Ruto of being dishonest, as I've said, that William Ruto and his allies opposed the BBI, and when it went through the assemblies of the counties and even in the National Assembly, they went to court, and the courts thwarted the efforts of Raila Odinga and the former president to make it go through. But now it seems like William Ruto wants to bring it back, and Raila is telling William Ruto that you are wrong. And in fact, if you listen to what Raila is saying, Raila is saying that if you want to bring any changes, you must contact the Kenyan people. You can't just go through parliamentary amendments. In fact, Raila is taking issue with the fact that William Ruto wants to change how things are done. They want to invite cabinet secretaries to come to parliament to answer questions. And Raila is saying that when you make an about turn on something that is in the constitution, you must ask Kenyans. Raila has coiled his politics around the people. Anything that is happening, he always wants to ask the people. Last time, before they created Azimio, One Kenya Alliance, he went around the country just asking people, and then he said, the people have decided that I contest again. So he has always coiled his politics around asking the people what they want. So he's telling William Ruto, don't just do things on your own. Remember, his brother Kalonzo Musyoka had sometimes accused William Ruto of unilateral decisions when Ruto decided to, bring the GMO into Kenya, just lifting that ban that had been placed by Uhuru Kenyatta, and even abandoning the special service unit in the police, which was being headed by Mr. George Kidoti. So the Azimio, One Kenya Alliance, led by Raila, are simply saying that before William Ruto does anything, let him ask the people of Kenya. In the same breath, Raila is trying to defend Uhuru Kenyatta, because Uhuru Kenyatta has really endured a lot of accusations from this regime. And one of them here is that together with Raila, they wanted to plunge the country into some constitutional uncertainty. William Ruto said that these two gentlemen just wanted to dish out, positions. But Raila is now defending this position by saying, look, William Ruto, who did not want, who opposed this idea, is now creating positions, which means he was lying to Kenyans then. All of a sudden he has changed, and he now sees the importance of creating positions, the position of a prime minister. And I think Raila just feels that there is no way you will create a position of a prime minister to endear him to take that position, and then Musalia Mudavadi is also there with another office being named, should I say nicknamed, a chief minister. So he feels that we should realign things in accordance with the constitution. Raila Odinga also wants the deputy president to feel uncomfortable. If you ask me, you all understand that at the height of their disagreements, Musalia Mudavadi and the deputy president Gachagua are enjoying some cold war between them. Each of them is fighting for a position in 2027, because it looks like Ruto has told all of them to prepare to deputize them in 2027. And Raila understands that if he advocates for a special office for Musalia Mudavadi, it is going to make the deputy president very uncomfortable. You see, when you give Musalia Mudavadi a position that is entrenched in the constitution, it looks more authentic with the secretariats and security. It looks like one that has come from the people of Kenya themselves, not a position that you've been appointed by a president. You see, when you are appointed by the president, he can easily wake up one morning and instigate your ouster. So Raila Odinga wants to make the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, to be very much uncomfortable, because when Raila starts a conversation, it can go a long way, and before you know it, it will pick up and people will start demanding for the administration to make sure that they have a constitutional office, not one that is in the air. Raila Odinga also wants to invite the president to now start seriously looking at the areas in the constitution that need serious amendments. When the Kenyan people were promulgating this new constitution, William Ruto took a different stand and he opposed this constitution. Many have argued that maybe he wanted to test the political waters and to see how many people can listen to him, how many people believe in his political ideology. And after testing the waters, he realized that now he can move ahead. And it's funny that he is the first biggest beneficiary of this new constitution, because he became the first deputy president, and by that he plunged into the most prestigious position of the presidency. So William Ruto is now coming to the realization that actually we need to look at this constitution, but he doesn't want to make it open. That's why he's coming through parliament. So Raila is like telling him that, look, if you are serious about changing the constitution, let us sit down, engage Kenyans, and look at areas that we need to change. And I think Raila is also looking at what we call electoral justice and what we need to change within the constitution as far as our elections is concerned, because it is a wider area. There are several things that needs to be changed. When the proponents of the new constitution were campaigning to convince Kenyans to vote for it, they had a stand that we understand that not everything in this constitution is good. There is a certain percentage that needs to be looked at. And they said that let us pass the constitution, then we will relook into several clauses so that we can amend it. And they were giving an example of the American constitution that has been amended several times. So with this, Raila is inviting Mudavadi maybe to also start fighting for his position, not just to sit there because he's being called a chief minister. He should also rise up and demand for constitutional changes in his office so that he can enjoy real powers that come from the people of Kenya and not from the office of the president. I don't know what you think from where you sit. Do you think Raila's statements carry any weight, or he's just playing politics? Of course, as a politician, he could be playing politics. Please share with me what you think, especially those who support, the supporters and adherents of Mudavadi. Do you think it is time that he gets the rightful office, or you're comfortable with Mudavadi just being called a chief minister? Thanks for watching, and if you're watching for the first time, let me remind you, just take a second and click that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and like our videos.